In our daily life, we see many oscillating bodies which keep oscillating like this periodically. Say a spring block system, a pendulum which keeps on oscillating, or even if you press a plastic ball into water, the ball keeps on oscillating. What is the time period of all these oscillations? That is, how much time does one oscillation take? Also, exactly what energy changes occur as these oscillations take place? What is the acceleration of the body in these oscillations? We learn about all this and more in simple harmonic motion. Let's proceed. Take a look at this swinging pendulum. As you can see, the pendulum first swings to the left, then it swings to the right, then it swings to the left again, then it swings to the right again. So basically about a mean position, that is about this center position, the pendulum keeps swinging to the left and to the right. Isn't it? This type of motion, that keeps happening regularly is called periodic motion. Take a look at this spring. If you compress it, it will expand again. If you compress it, then it gets compressed again, then it gets expanded again. So basically, once you compress it, the spring keeps getting compressed and expanded again and again. Periodic motion like this, that repeats itself with a constant time period, is called harmonic motion. When I say a constant time period, what I mean is that the motion of the body keeps repeating in an exactly similar pattern in fixed intervals of time. So the time period in which the pendulum, goes to the left, goes to the right, and then comes back to its initial position, this entire time period is constant for each motion of the pendulum. When the pendulum again goes to the left, goes to the right, and comes back to its initial position, the time period is still the same. Understood? So constant time period motion is called harmonic motion. In this chapter, we'll study a special type of harmonic motion called simple harmonic motion. The concept of the types of equilibrium. You see, a body is said to be in translational equilibrium when the net force on the body is zero. Understood? This is what equilibrium means. We already studied in the chapter work energy power that force is minus du by dr, where u is the potential energy associated with the force. Understood? So when minus du by dr is 0, the body is still in equilibrium. Basically, when the potential energy of the body is minimum, it is in equilibrium. There are three types of equilibrium: stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, and neutral equilibrium. Take a look at this ball that is lying at the bottom of this ring. If it is displaced slightly from its mean position, it will start swinging to the left and to the right. Isn't it? If it is displaced slightly from its mean position to the left or the right, it will immediately come back to its mean position. Isn't it? If you displace it to the right, it will again come back to its initial position. A restoring force basically acts on the ball as soon as you displace it from its equilibrium position. When the body tends to return to its equilibrium position when displaced, in that case, the body is said to be in stable equilibrium. Understood? In stable equilibrium, generally a restoring force starts acting on the body, and this restoring force brings the body back to its initial equilibrium state even when you displace the body. In the case of stable equilibrium, d2u by dr2 is positive. That is, the double differentiation of the potential energy with respect to the displacement is positive. What happens in unstable equilibrium? In this case, as you can see, the ball is again at rest. It is placed on the top of this hoop. In this case, if you displace the ball even slightly, the ball will fall down. It will not come back to its original position at all. In fact, it will move away from its equilibrium position when displaced. So if the body moves away from its equilibrium position when displaced, then the body is in a position of unstable equilibrium. In the case of unstable equilibrium situations, if you double differentiate the potential energy expression of the body with respect to the displacement, you get a negative value. d2u by dr2 is negative. What about neutral equilibrium? In neutral equilibrium, when you displace the body slightly, the body makes neither an effort to come back nor an effort to move further. It stays where it is. So basically, the body does not tend to move away from its equilibrium or come back to its equilibrium position. It just moves, in the direction in which the force is applied. So basically, such a situation is called neutral equilibrium. In the case of neutral equilibrium, d2u by dr2 is 0. So you must remember all these conditions. Now we come to the main topic of this chapter, simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion is that specific case of repeating periodic motion in which the restoring force is proportional to the displacement of the object from its stable equilibrium position. Understood? So simple harmonic motion occurs when a body is displaced from its stable equilibrium position. When the body is displaced from its stable equilibrium position, as we saw, a restoring force immediately acts on the body, which tends to bring the body back to its equilibrium position, isn't it? In case of simple harmonic motion, this restoring force is proportional to the displacement of the object from its position. Understood? So, in the special case of harmonic motion that occurs when a body is displaced from its stable equilibrium position and the restoring force is proportional to the displacement of the body, is called simple harmonic motion. Let us consider some examples of simple harmonic motion. So the crux of simple harmonic motion is that the restoring force is proportional to x, the displacement of the body from its equilibrium position. A very common example of simple harmonic motion is the movement of the spring block system. So let us say we have this spring block system. Initially the block is at rest and the spring is unstretched. The coordinate of the block initially is at x equal to 0. Now we slightly stretch the block by a length x towards the left. When we do that, a force F equal to kx because of the string acts on the block. The block was initially in stable equilibrium, and now when we have displaced the block from its stable equilibrium position by pushing it to the left by x, a spring force F equal to kx tries to restore the block to its original position. This F equal to kx here is the restoring force acting on the block. Understood? Now what happens is, at this particular instant, when the block is pushed to the left by x and it is just released, you can see that the restoring force acting on the block is proportional to x because of the spring force. So this is simple harmonic motion. In this case, let us carefully analyze what happens as we release this block. At the instant when we pull the block to the left and release it, the potential energy of the spring block system is maximum. This is because the spring is stretched by a length x. So the potential energy of the system is half kx square, isn't it? The kinetic energy of the system, of course, is 0 because the block is just released from rest. Now when the block is allowed to move, it immediately moves to the right because of the force F equal to kx. After some time, it reaches the original position x equal to 0. However, it does not stop there. You see, the force F equal to kx gives this block some velocity. This velocity is still v when the block reaches the x equal to 0 coordinate. Therefore, the net potential energy of the spring gets converted into the kinetic energy of the block when the block again reaches x equal to 0. Its velocity is v, so its kinetic energy is half mv square. The string is unstretched and the block is in equilibrium even now. However, it has a velocity v, and this velocity v makes the block move towards the right. As it moves towards the right, the block compresses the spring, and it compresses the spring again by length x. That is because the block comes to rest only when it gives all of its kinetic energy to the spring in the form of potential energy. So therefore, the kinetic energy of the block is stored in the form of the potential energy of the spring. Understood? Therefore, the kinetic energy of the block gets stored in the spring as the potential energy of the spring. The potential energy of the spring is half kx square. In this situation, again, as you can see, a force F equal to kx acts because of the spring which tries to displace the block towards the left. Understood? The energy is half kx square right now. Because of this force F equal to kx, the block again gets displaced to the left. It again crosses its original mean position, the position x equal to 0. Again, when it crosses its mean position, its velocity becomes v, because the potential energy of the spring again gets converted into the kinetic energy of the block. Again, the block has a velocity v, even though the net force on it is 0. So even though the block is in equilibrium and no force is acting on it at this instant as the spring is uncompressed, the block still tends to move to the left. It moves to the left and again expands the spring. When it expands the spring, it again expands the spring by the same distance x. And again, the spring makes a force F equal to kx act on the block towards the right. And this is the restoring force that is proportional to x. So as you can see, the block again gets a potential energy half kx square and it keeps on moving like this. So this motion keeps on repeating. Initially the block was at x equal to 0. Now it moves a distance x to the left. The spring gets the entire potential energy half kx square. The spring force moves the block back to x equal to 0. Again the block attains a kinetic energy half mv square. It moves because of this kinetic energy, it keeps on moving to the right and again it compresses the spring. The spring again gets the block back towards x equal to 0. The block again keeps on moving because of its kinetic energy. It moves to the left and then again it comes back to x equal to 0. So basically the block keeps on moving to the left, back to its position, to the right, back to its position. The motion of the block is simple harmonic because the restoring force, the force that tends to bring the block back to x equal to 0, is proportional to x. The time taken by the block in one oscillation, that is in moving to the left, then coming back, then moving to the right and then coming back, is called the time period of oscillation of the spring block system. Understood? So if the time period is denoted by capital T, then at time t equal to capital T by 4, the block reaches the left extreme position. At time t equal to capital T by 2, the block returns back to x equal to 0. At time t equal to capital 3t by 4, the block compresses the springs again and reaches its right extreme. And at time t equal to capital T, its time period, the block finally comes back to its initial position x equal to 0. So this is one complete oscillation of the spring block system. The restoring force in general, in the case of a simple harmonic motion, is represented by the symbol minus m omega square x. A minus sign is placed in front of the restoring force because the restoring force always tends to act in the direction opposite to the direction of displacement of the block. This is because the restoring force tends to restore the block to its original position, which is clearly opposite to the direction of the displaced position. In the case of the spring block system, minus kx is the restoring force and it is equal to minus m omega square x. This gives us the value of omega, the angular frequency of oscillation of the spring block system. Note that this omega here is not the angular velocity of the spring block system. After all, there is no rotation taking place here. However, we define a special term called angular frequency associated with the simple harmonic motion, to measure a certain property of the simple harmonic motion, the repetitive property of the simple harmonic motion, the frequency of repetition of the simple harmonic motion. Now this might seem weird, like where did this term come from? But we will learn in detail about angular frequency, as we proceed in this chapter. For now, you can just understand that angular frequency is a certain term associated with simple harmonic motion, and also that the restoring force in simple harmonic motion is minus m omega square x. The time period of the simple harmonic motion is given by the expression 2 pi by angular frequency, or 2 pi by omega. In the case of the spring block system, the time period is given by the expression 2 pi root m by k. The time period of oscillation is the total time in which one oscillation is completed by the body undergoing simple harmonic motion. There you go. That's the time period of oscillation.